Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Good of evening. Hello, people. Rumbly, Tanly, Dimitsav, Dutch. Crispin and Jill. Hello, once and all. No brown lemonade. Well, different brown stuff. Duck. Hello.
You know the Chief Constable in Northern Ireland gets almost $250,000 per annum. That's fucking insane. Go say, Christ, I've not seen that in a while, Crispin. $250,000. I could do the job. Considering how fucking poorly he's done it recently before he resigned. $250,000. Get in there. Well, I was talking about this, Doug. Very rarely do people get bombed anymore. Although, to be fair, they did shoot the shit out of that detective. So, you know. But I reckon if you're getting $250,000 a year, you split $100,000 between the Republicans and the UVs, and you go, look, $50,000 each, lads. Take yourselves out. Have a couple of pints on me. Don't shoot me or blow up my car. We'll renegotiate next year and just make do on the $150,000 a year. I think it's a fucking winner.
Which is still a lot of money.
Skype just reversed my background. Now, I was worried Skype might reverse my background, so don't worry, folks. I've saved a second one in the opposite direction to make it the right way around. Because fuck you, Skype.
Yeah, ain't Skype a nice thing?
Bish bash bosh.
Ah, now I recognize it.
See? Oh, I was fucking back to front. Fuck you, Skype. But thankfully I'm wise to your fucking plans, you massive prick.
Maybe Microsoft has a bone to pick with Ireland.
Fucking William Gates Esquire can fuck himself. Not only did I have 3 fuck buddy requests, but several hot singles in my area have been trying to contact me apparently, and they were all in my spam folder. I can only assume it's fucking William Gates Esquire cock blocking me, the prick that he is. So, there you go.
Yeah, spam these days is really getting intense. I just today received spam that was formatted with Comic Sans serif as font.
Oh, nice.
That's adding insult to injury.
That's how you know the magic's happening with the Comic Sans.
Yeah, totally.
Who's aware of the incredible Bulk? It's a
Oh,
film.
I'm not going to ask.
I suggest that people Google that on the YouTubes. You will find a blow-by-blow breakdown on an episode of Best of the Worst on Red Letter Media. It has to be seen to be believed. Imagine a low-budget version of the Incredible Hulk, except he's purple, and they seem to have done it with the CGI equivalent of clip art.
Oh, God.
It's fucking terrible. But it opens with the titles in Comic Sans, and they speculate on the review that it's because somebody just typed in comic into the font thing and Comic Sans came up, and I went, way, it's got comic in the word and everything.
Oh, fuck.
So, it's fucking amazing. He's got the best run ever. Lowell.
Thanks for the 14-month dog Dettingant.
14 months, you get less for murder. Just
Incredible
saying.
Bulk. Yeah.
Incredible Bulk by Red Letter Media. You will not be disappointed.
Is it as good as Suburban Sasquatch?
No, nothing could ever be as good as Suburban Sasquatch. So
then I might be tempted to look
it up. Because it's not the full film. It's just a review. They've got a couple of guys who work in the special effects industry, and they make them watch it, and they are mind blown by just the sheer awesomeness.
So is it as good as the African version of the Predator movie?
The one out of Uganda?
I think it's Uganda, yeah.
Oh, they've got one of the best movie houses, movie production companies in the world. All their stuff is great.
Yeah, this is And
Just
we're
say
off
it
to
is.
a good start.
Oh, it's amazing.
A vampire. Night of the Vampire.
Where's your copy of Night of the Vampire Bitches?
I'm guessing you're holding it?
Nope. This one's mine.
Oh, no,
'Cause
he licked it.
That's how it works.
Oh, no. Oh, poor me.
The plan is to make people play this on Halloween for a Let's Play, because Halloween clashes with the Tuesday, which is generally the day we put our Let's Plays. So,
Will Shay be dressed up as a leprechaun?
no.
Oh, shame.
I mean, in the gift that keeps on giving, John might be there opposite Warren on the table. So, I mean, that's going to be worth tuning in for.
I can't even recall when was the last time that Warren was on a Let's Play.
Oh.
Was it the World War II thingamajig where you escape from... what's it called again? The dungeon crawler with Nazi zombies?
Reichbuster?
Yeah. I think
No, he's been on ones subsequent to that. Not many, I'll grant you. It's not often he gets out. It may actually have been... He may have been there for Aliens? No, he was there for a couple of RPG Let's Plays. In fact, it may have been the last Halloween's RPG. Where...
Well, that would be fitting.
Yeah, I said last year. When did Free leave? Was it last year? Feels like last year. In which case, Jonathan did like some sort of Aliens RPG with me, Free, Ben and Warren. Me, Free.
Wasn't there a Star Wars RPG with Ralph?
Grimm? Yeah. See, lots of that.
Yeah.
Lots of that.
I stand corrected. Let's Burn the Witch this week. It was great. I totally agree, Jill.
Burn the witch. Burn
there needs to be more witch burning.
There's not enough witch burning. There's quite a lot of fucking Shay apparently screwing me over. The rat bastard.
To nobody's surprise.
Son of a bitch. Just roll these dice and don't fucking murder me. Double tens. Fuck you, Shay. 19. Or go fuck yourself. Like Demon Sub, I said he kept trying to fuck me over, and Demon Sub went, how can he fuck you over in a cooperative game? And then about 5 minutes later, I got a message going, doesn't matter, I just seen him roll double tens against your officer. Oh yes, that's how he does it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Also, I very much laughed every time he was talking about Scullybobs when it was scarecrows.
Shay, focus.
Similar, but different.
Terrible. Poor Susan. She's still alive, though, unlike her brother, Alexei.
And she has regained 6 health points.
6. Fucking 6.
I bet you regret now playing on hard mode.
Hey, you know, it makes it slightly more interesting because it's such a short doohickey.
I mean, to be fair, playing a campaign where everything in between gets healed to 100% isn't really a campaign in my book anymore.
Yeah. Well, we more or less looked at it where we'll play it on hard mode. What we find, we keep. So we get slightly better and better gear.
Yeah.
We can't change our soldiers and their equipment between games, which you're allowed to do normally. So you can go, well, fuck it, we'll take other people. It's like, nope. Who we have is whoever's been sent over the mountain to deal with this shit. And the one thing was we discussed spreading the love between rounds. You know, like I've got 2 or 3 bits and pieces, and you know, maybe I'd give a few out to share.
Between...
Yeah, but between our merry band, but just the gear that, you know, the shit we've picked up and looted. Although in the end we didn't do that anyway. It's just like, no, I'm keeping it. Shay's fucking officer. Christ on a bike. He's a fucking fairy, so everything's enchanted, and he's like holier than thou, so everything's blessed, and he's something else. He literally had multiple things stacked on him, so his attacks would always work all the time, and then he still bought him shit. It's like, he's bullets and cold iron stuff. He's fucking loaded for bear, and the bastard's never in combat. He's always at the back stroking his fucking gun, going, "Oh
it's
my,
ultra
it's
filth."
amazing."
But then again, it makes more fun.
bastards. Getting in the face.
What do we need? We need fire for the scarecrows. Where's the fire? On the opposite end of the table.
With 3 people's fire. 2 of mine tried to attack the same scarecrow and got fucking ruffle stomped by Shay. King of the dice rolls, apparently. It's fucking outrage. It's an outrage. Outrage.
Could be worse. He could have grabbed all the gear.
Yeah, well, there's that. There is that. I'd feed him a fucking bat or 2, maybe. I'll teach him. The moonstone. I think you'll find, Doug, that's the multi-award moonstone. Revolution would have been completed now. Had fresh to it on.
I'm looking forward for the next
Say nothing. You'll see it this week.
Of the Silvery Bayonets.
Yeah, it probably comes out this week at some point. I'm not looking. I've got other shit to do.
Speaking of looking,
when stuff's going.
Do we want to start looking at other people's projects and harass them?
Oh, very much so. I'm all about harassing people. Let's start with this, which is very similar to Silver Bayonet.
Silver Bayonet adjacent. Excuse my English. Tiny Head Bones. It's an interesting username.
Beekeeper Vs Witchfinder. There's only a few in here. I think we were here when he just started and they were showing off their beekeeping paraphernalia from Midland Miniatures, which are always really nice. Or maybe you weren't. Maybe it was just me.
No, I wasn't here before. It's
okay.
New to me.
Well, I was, so fuck you. So, picked up Beekeeper from Midland, and then the other come from Bloody Miniatures, purveyors of sweet fucking miniatures. Although I still refuse to do that time period. You can't make me. So, just no, that's how it goes. So
that time period. You're being overly specific.
I know anything around the 16th to 17th century can go fuck itself. Just how it goes. So the idea behind this is some form of excising the underwhelming BBC series, The Witchfinder, which is photographed above, and there's a link in the project description. Now, the very pixelated man at the front, I'm fairly certain is Tim Key, who's a comedian and poet. I didn't realize he'd played a terrible Witchfinder in a terrible Witchfinder TV series. And I know her. I know you, Toboggan. I know her from a series of Taskmaster, but I'm damned if I can remember her name. Anyway, so yeah, apparently it was so shite that Tiny Headbones had to go out there, track down some miniatures and paint them just so he could try and forget.
Yeah, the project description is...
Okay.
Somehow this scene from the underwhelming BBC series The Witchfinder stuck in my head. In an effort to exercise it from my mind, I'm going to recreate it via the medium of 28mm metal miniatures. And I really... When I read this just before the show, I totally get that. There's times when I just have something in my head and it needs to be done. It just needs to be... Get out of my... You're living in my head rent-free for over a year. Leave.
Yeah, it's like getting an earworm in your head. So I thought I'd have a look at that because I like the characters. I like the paint job Tiny Headbones has done, or TBH, as I believe he prefers to be called.
Daisy May Cooper, says Dark Dunnigan, is the lady in question.
Thanks for catching up. He said that ages ago. I went, is that it? And then I thanked him.
Oh, okay. I never listen.
Yeah, he doesn't listen. He just sits there waiting to talk. Fuck, you know. Anyway. The other reason I picked this is a little bit of a plug. So, Caesar has been doing some Doomsong stuff. You probably haven't noticed. He's been very quiet about it. Anyway.
Very quiet.
I was talking with Baron von Uppercase, who we've looked at some of their stuff on the UHH in the past. It turns out Baron von Uppercase is another member of the Caesar fraternity, and she was looking, or she wasn't looking for stuff. Essentially going, here's some films and TV shows and bits and pieces that I think are very evocative of the idea of what we're going for, because obviously it's a fantasy world that's kind of witch hunter genre, but in a fantasy realm. And we got talking, and I pointed out that Atten Shea, who has a really good YouTube channel, actually did a film called The Sudbury Devil, which is very historically accurate Witchfinder General style thing, up to and including the mannerisms of speech, the patterns, the words, the accents, so people aren't running around with modern day American twang. They've all got these Boston, Massachusetts 17th century accents. Now, I've been waiting for this to come out for a long time. Happened to mention it to Baron von Uppercase yesterday, I think it was, maybe the day before. And 20 minutes later, Atten Shea put out a video going, by the way, we're filming it, or we're not filming, we're screening it this weekend. So they've been screening it in small theaters, because it is literally a tiny little independent production. But it's going to be live streamed. You can buy a ticket for it via the Satanic Temple, which I just thought was great. So if anybody wants to watch a Witchfinder General style film this weekend, the link won't be below because I'm not finding it, but you can go and try and work out what Atten Shea is, what the Sudbury Devil is, and where the temple, the Satanic Temple is, and how they're live streaming it. And they'll be in the comments just talking balls to each other as well. So there you go.
Satanic Temple.
The Satanic Temple. So,
well, there's a first for everything.
There's Vacacious SSD. Wants to suck my plums. Oh, delightful. I look forward to the plum sucking. Vacacious. Anyway,
So, you're pushing us on to the next Chaos Gorka.
Chaos Gorka. Normally we come here and the Chaos of the Gorka has painted like 115 things on commission, styly, as is their want in life. However, this time, lo and behold, Lorks of Lordy, Lights Alive. It's a fucking battle report. You mad gas cans.
Ask and thou shalt receive.
Yes. Not quite, but yes. Now, they did do a battle report. In fact, technically they've done 2. Only took a few pictures in the second game. Didn't take any in the first game. But it's written in a narrative style, as initially, what's his name? Igzig and his little goblin plums were up against some lizard men for Age of Sigmar. So there's a tiny little battle report, narrative style, explaining how Globnog, try saying that 3 times fast.
Globnog.
Just say knob. Just say Globnog. Anyway, yes. How the Gloomspike gets decided to get stuffed in there.
Zigzag mullet.
And why would it not be? I mean, but it's nice. It's nice seeing Chaos Gorka actually getting the time to get some minis on the table. Presumably they do it more often than we see, but because they do so much painting, it's normally just a unending list of photographs of the latest project, either they're working for themselves or commissions. So there's a lot of models, but now they're actually being put on a table in anger and
I
by each other with Darsky Abandon.
That's the main point, because he's making so much taking so many pictures for his work. I think he's just fed up with taking pictures in private.
It's that, or you get sucked into the heat of the moment and you don't get any further. Oh, yeah.
Usually that's what happens to me. I take 1 or 2 pictures in the first round, and then I totally forget.
I'd go the other way. I'd take like 150 in the first round and like 120 in the second round, and then again the third round, and I've realized that half my time is gone, and then I'd like take 3 more pictures. for the next 4 turns.
For a second, I thought he was playing Lord of the Rings because there's a ring in the lower corner. Can't.
Yep.
So
Could be a ring. Could be like a keychainy type tab.
Possible.
Blending in the letter tray. Is that one of the? It couldn't possibly be near the letter tray because it shits everywhere except the letter tray, so we won't look in the letter tray. Or is it like a greyish colour and just therefore hides perfectly, like Shai Hulud in the litter tray?
Well, talking about cats and litter tray, one of our cats has a very interesting fetish almost. Every time I clean out the cat litter and add fresh litter, and only then, he just jumps on it and... what's that?
Got a new chest clock, so when I play, boop, we can make sure that the time is not wasted through inordinate amounts of talking.
Coming back to the cat, he's just rolling around in cat litter when it's fresh. And then looking very smug, telling me, it's my litter now, you can go.
That's the best way. I'm rolling about in my own shit. Now I want you to clean my shit and clean me. Clean me, human, clean me.
No, he rolls around when it's freshly made. So it's just clean litter, fresh clean litter, and just he...
It's like
just
a dust bath.
Dusts himself.
Dust bath.
Yeah,
Is it
something
entirely
like that.
possible they've seen some sort of documentary on chinchillas?
Nope.
In the same way people go to Finland and just go for a sauna, even though they normally wouldn't have a sauna. It's seen a documentary on chinchillas and thought, dust baths, that's where... Why would I lick myself when I just roll about in some dust? Pat myself down. Get it all over. Good way of removing ticks.
Taurus, that's a very interesting take on it, but his brother doesn't care. He still gets there and takes a dump.
While it's rolling around.
And yeah, every cat in life is a nut job. That's the point of having cats.
That is true. And if it's not true, it's what we're going to go with. But yeah. Do appreciate Chaos Gawker's battle report.
Yes.
2 battle reports.
Two
Nice
for
to
the
see.
price of one.
Nice to see tiny fighting conflicts going on. Speaking of...
More conflicts?
A whole host of conflicts. Something you can bet on.
Oh.
Let me try betting on a racing game or betting on a gladiatorial combat game. Just really lean into the idea of betting like they were real things.
4 teams. So Hutch is going on with his Circus Maximus.
Yes. Why not?
Just look at these nice little painted chariots.
Unless we forget they're fucking enormous. Don't forget that. Not only are they nice, they're fucking enormous.
Is he already done with everything? No, he's not.
I think that's the chariot's done, so it's potentially moving on now. Because that's 2 teams for each, green, white, red, and blue.
And now he needs to make the audience.
Yes. Well, got the audience and started the skin. We'd already seen that. So it's just a case of finishing off all
Just
tunics. And then popping them into their seats.
What was the number again he aimed for? 300?
I can't remember.
Something silly like that.
Yeah.
A light shot.
Well, why would you not? You've gone to all the effort. Why not show it off? But look at it. Tight, like a tiger.
Oh, a big imperial eagle on top of his thingamajig. Though, yeah. Do I need to point out the obvious?
I don't know. Do you? Let's say yes.
Fucking print lines.
There you go.
I now feel better.
If it's any help, I couldn't see them from way back here without my glasses on.
That's the mercy of old age. If you
Yep.
take off your hearing aid and your
Oh,
glasses.
just a big laser one. Oh,
Oh
lordy,
no.
lordy. Why man comes, still our fields. But look at the size of it. Never mind the print lines. Look at the girth.
Yeah, the effort is something to be acknowledged. Same as Crispin's enormous small fighter for a billion suns.
Billion suns. Plastic plebs would be great. They haven't released them yet, though. I think the only person who's got them is Pete, and he got early pre-production prototype 3D prints. 'Cause he
So
cheats.
if this is the final result in
Yes.
length, then this is interesting.
It's a club game / participation game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely nothing to just have a casual game of, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's not like you have to set up a whole. If you put up a table and you're putting 9 to 10 pieces of terrain down, I mean, in this case, you're just putting one long piece down the middle. It's not that dissimilar to painting up a village for bold action. It's in time and effort, it's probably no worse until he adds the 150 odd people per seat or whatever the fuck it is.
I'm wondering if he will glue them permanently to their stands, or will they be removed?
Oh no, you don't want people to think that you've always got the same crowd. Occasionally, you want to shift some of them around. Maybe some people don't like coming for charity
Look,
race.
that's a scale I can get behind.
They much prefer,
Just
coming for the
put your
gladiators.
children in there.
Yep. It's one way of doing it.
This is a game where you actually need access from all sides of the table, because you won't be able to reach out from one length side. Unless you've got one of these sticks with the...
I mean, width-wise, it's not massive. So you just need to be able to walk up and down, depending on where your chariot is. I think it'll be amazing. The real question is, has he worked out how long a stadia is in 28mm or 1/48/156, depending on who you talk to? and is his stadia to scale of stadia? Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I at this point I wouldn't really care, because it's so fucking enormous. He could be reenacting Ben-Hur for all I know.
Yep. Could also do that, although it's not a Colosseum. I seen some lunatic on the internet was saying that the Colosseum wasn't actually an arena for watching events. She reckons it was some sort of giant water capturing device, and that's how Rome was fed by, they didn't have aquifers and aqueducts.
I'm just going to say yes, because you don't disagree with lunatics. I mean, there have been
messy.
Reports of sea battles in the
Awesome background.
In the thingamajig.
Yes, they flooded it. Yeah.
They flooded it on purpose, but yeah, this is going to be a very interesting collection of pictures once he gets it all done and dusted and assembled.
We find out where he's going to be fucking running the game, and we all land there.
Somehow my gut tells me this is going to be somewhere across the pond.
You say that, he says that, other people say that, which is why we can't steal all his stuff yet. But it'll work eventually.
We need to incorporate...
Worse than across the pond, I have a sneaking suspicion Hutch is in Australia.
A different pond.
Making it even more difficult for me to steal all his shit. But he's already got, there's the House of Water, #best house there, it's blue. There's the House of the Three Truths in all its greenness. There's the Rejuvenation in yellow. And then there's the House of, well, there is no other house there anymore, but there's that White House that used to exist. They got taken away.
We lost a house and nobody noticed. How odd.
Yeah. Well, don't worry about it. Nothing important was lost. Anyway, yeah. I have to say that the Faustus and the Furious, fucking great. It's just fucking amazing. Shocking, isn't it? I should have done the lottery tonight. Then I could do some sort of massive, ridiculous 40mm stadium racing game. I didn't have to worry about going to work tomorrow.
How's Mutinous Tutinous? No, I don't think that's the one.
It's all gone now. Don't worry about it.
Where does our next voyage take us?
Shockingly, this does take us to Australia.
Bruno! Dwarfs?
Yes.
Tiny dwarfs.
Tiny dwarves. As part of Umbra's ongoing, look at all the shit I've got, you don't have. You fucks. He screams. He's painting quite a lot of stuff and then decided he would just do army shots. So I think a couple of weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, we looked at something else that had been painted and displayed. This is a callback to the complete dwarf army. Now, can anybody tell me the problem?
Round bases?
That's the one right there. You've fucking nailed it, mate. You've absolutely 100% nailed it. Why the fuck are they on round bases? And Umbra, if you're watching this, why the fuck are they on round bases? For fuck's sake, man. Jesus.
It could have been a gold button.
I mean, the stuff at the back, Christ knows where it comes from. But the three at the front are from the Island of Blood. No, not the Island of Blood. The Battle for Skull Pass set. They came with the right square base to put them on. So that was a deliberate choice. Anyway, I digress.
The flame cannon is from Mom Miniature, he says.
Sure, why not?
Also, the catapults are from Mom Miniatures.
Well, that's all, I'm sure. Yeah, but at the same time, why are they not squares? Fuck's sake.
And if he has this nice dice tower and all, why isn't that within the army shot just as a...
Probably the height, because that dice... Well, not the dice tower, but the dwarven...
Small terrain pieces?
That is not small, because I think Warren printed one of those at one stage, and it's fucking enormous. So if you put that in the picture, the camera would have to be so far back, you'd not be able to see any of the dwarves.
Oh, that would be fine by me. Yeah, well, this is a nice little army.
Artillery had no basis, and the rules were based on often based on rounds my fucking hole. This is a modern thing. Modern, I say, because you had to have your artillery crew on squares because they had to line up when they were being attacked by all the other square-based things. So round bases can go fuck themselves. There was two fucking things that had round bases. One of the things that had round bases in Warhammer, one of them was Goblin Fanatics because they didn't interact with anything else in the fucking game. The other one of the two that had round bases were fucking flyers because they built fucking round-based flyers, and then they had to write in the rules how round base interacted with the fucking square base. And they went, you put your round base in as if it was a proper base, and then you have to draw the lines and work out where it would hit if that was actually on a square base, width to width, which just put on a fucking square base. Don't bother fucking drawing lines. Put the cunt on a square base and play the fucking game. Fucking round bases.
Somebody clip this.
Oh my god. Oh Jesus.
Welcome to the round base run.
And now they're putting the bases bigger for no fucking reason. The ones that aren't round, they're going to be square but bigger. And they're not going to admit the fucking stat line. And they're going, oh, it's okay because we're using stuff from 3rd edition to 8th. Why? Pick an edition and fucking go with it. Don't fuck around. Oh my god.
Well, I think that ship has sailed. That train has left the station. You're right, mate.
No, I'll never be all
Okay.
right. Not until GW burns down and takes the old world nonsense with them.
At the big bases.
Anyway, I really like the army apart from those round bases, Umbra. It's really nice.
You could cut a square base from traditional conflict packages and glue it to the flying base. Yeah, you could do that.
You could. That's true. I got around it by gluing the flying base onto a square base.
All right, I guess
That's
I don't think we need to call an ambulance. That's just normal behavior.
Somebody called an ambulance.
Best not. They're expensive. I've been told.
No, it's wee wah wagons. That's what we call them. Don't throw me a wee woo wagon. Call me an Uber. America.
Monica.
Amazeballs. Anyway.
Who's next?
Yeah. Holy shitball. Am I correct in thinking I've just picked 3 Australians in a row?
How
How the fuck did that happen?
they
That's
were
gotta
a
stop.
firing line.
So,
That is the fall of Singapore.
yes. So diving back into his Antipodean World War II force. So originally for bolt action, I believe, but he's building up towards a Two Fat Lardies Pacific. So there's some work being done on them. I think they're the standard bolt action plastics, the North African ones. But then it's been supplemented with metals. Pardon me. Which gives him a whole space of requisite special weapons and the like. Oh, there's some 3D printing peoples in there as well. Look at that.
And a 3D printed gun.
Well, worse than that, there's Japanese coming. I look forward to seeing the 1,000,001 men with bamboo sticks with explosives on the end. Which,
Huzzah!
while they did exist, and theoretically we can't tell people to take them away, the fact that bolt action put them into the rules and they made them ridiculous, that it's rare you don't see a Japanese army screaming towards you with all the fucking explodey bamboo.
Shame people can't see it, but
Oh, it did run past itself when you roll for random movement. I thought I was going to glance over it, so I was going to be the bigger man and take the high ground. And not mention the Two Fat Lardies
not
random movement.
showing up on screen. There's one of the Japanese on the far left that
Yes.
has a metal head
Yes,
that looks photoshopped in.
I know what you mean. He's not. He is the 4th from the right. He's currently hidden behind you, apparently.
Yeah, shame I can't.
Try ducking, see if people can see past you. Just move to one side. So, yeah. But yeah,
I'm not sure this is how tech works. This little guy here.
I'm 100% certain it works like that. And even though they didn't wear their lovely slouch hat type things in combat, like me, LSR's decided, how can you tell the standards from Australians? Give them all fucking slouch hats.
Yeah. Form follows function.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good way of being able to go, those are British, those are Canadians, and those are Australians.
But this project has taken a 3-year hiatus.
Yeah,
so
well, you know.
I'm feeling better that I'm not the only one finishing up ancient projects.
It's good. We started talking about it a long time ago. I don't know if he's ever found it. Although now he 3D prints, he might have done. A long time ago, he was looking for a priest running forward, attacking, but not like some sort of crazy fantasy priest. He was just looking for a priest, and not the vehicle. I believe that was before he got into his 3D printing. So that was a hiding to nothing. But yeah. I
Well,
imagine
let's
if
see
he hasn't found it yet, it would be far away.
Tiny priest.
Tiny priest.
That's a nice little update on
He also
the.
looks like his hooves. The priest. I mean, you can't tell because the robes hang down.
That's a nice little short update on this project. So I think there's another update on a bigger project.
An update on a bigger project, you say? With my reputation.
So Pete has fallen into the arms of the devil and is embracing the horrible things.
Suckling on the devil's teeth of 3D printing. Now, obviously, people in the House of Water #BestHouse will have already seen this as he was gearing up for the Barons War tournament at potentially BrickCon, he said in a high questioning voice once again.
And everybody on Facebook and everywhere else.
Nope. We got to see it first. He tested things and we went yes or no. What you're looking at now is the pinnacle of the collective in the House of Water. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure that's beyond compare. They're the gummy bears. Magic and mystery, a part of their history, along with the secret of gummy berry juice.
Gummy berry juice.
Don't know what you're talking about, Demon Sap. Anyway.
I mean, the resin really does look odd. It's a weird
bouncing
thing.
along as the song fills the air. Gummy bears. Sing here and there. Yep, it did answer. I mean, there were many questions vis-a-vis, can you mix resins?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've got the end of a bottle. Can I mix this with other things? But yeah, it's really nice just seeing the Chateau Le Gummy Bear from printing all the way through, but then also the BrickCon video and then the gallery there of the setup and other armies in it. I believe he got a shoeing in it.
A what?
Let's face it, he didn't come top of the table in the tournament, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't know if he came dead last and got the wooden spoon, but he did get some sort of prize, presumably for the.
He won the wooden spoon.
That this guy's printed a whole fucking castle and brought it with him.
Well, I lost all 3 games, got the least points, and won the wooden spoon. I also won the best painted retinue, which was very nice, and proof that I'm style over content. Oh, what dedicated follower of fashion. Lol.
Wooden spoon, not golden spoons, they're Dutch. Use a different kind of spoons. Spoons! But yeah, apart from the prize, it's really nice to see, look, pictured there, people grinning in victory.
Rolling dice better than you. Maybe next time he should take Shay for rolling his dice.
Well, yeah, just bring somebody on, just a substitute dice roller. I still say if you're turning up to a tournament and you've brought a castle with you, I think you should be allowed to deploy that. Here's my retinue. And this is my castle bear. Yeah, I'll put it in my deployment zone. No, fuck you. I'll stand on the walls and shoot you. Until the point where I think I can sally forth and kick the fuck out of you. It's good. It's good times. Crack open some of those pictures. Look at some of the stuff. Look at the game bits that we're here to see. The game bits here.
Game bits? The game bits. I will do as you command.
Jesus Christ. You can't just scroll past fucking up.
You just see me do that. Pictures.
You opened one of somebody who's not Pete getting a prize for not being Pete, which I think is very cheeky.
Getting a prize for not being Pete.
that was the I'm not Pete, therefore here's a prize. Fucking there you go. See, like pictures of tiny fighting men. Look, they were going hell for leather for the horizon there, and some what appears to be a mad monk crept LSR. There's a mad monk for you. Crept up behind them and give them a shoeing up their backside with an axe. So. Castle on small wheels would work. You have to say, I mean, visit Jerusalem before the kingdom of Jerusalem visits you, huh? It does look spanking. Even if you're up against appears to be the Knights of St. John. Terrible bastards.
Delegates riding on crops.
It's the problem I have with crop fields. There was a movement that was very de rigueur for a while, where you would cut little holes in your crop so you could lift out the bits of mat. So if something was crossing, but was obviously going to stop in the middle of the crop field, they would sit in. But it meant you had to go around and cut, sections of your. It was just a pinhole. Nobody could be arsed. But it did look good.
All these angry people with axes and pointy bits.
How do you know they're angry?
Well, the body language.
I mean, they're probably, if they're not angry, they're probably a bit annoyed at that stage. I mean, look at that. You're being charged by people who haven't even got basing done on them. Although I will grant you, at least they're on the proper basis. Pete, why are you so round? Out. Rats, out.
The joy I take in round bases.
No, you don't need them for Baron's War, but Sarissa do a set. I don't know if they were the Kickstarter ones or not, but they do lots of tokens for different things that you can pick up where they have things printed on them. I got a set for Dead Man's Hand where it's just a generic Wild West token set. So they work for Dead Man's Hand, but then there's some extra ones that are just, they'd probably work for 2 or 3 different Western games, but they're all like aces and eights objectives and bottles of whiskey. And
we heard you like tokens, so we put tokens on your token.
That type of thing. They do generic stuff, but they also do sets specifically for things like the Baron's War and for Saga, for example. Yeah. So.
Almost caught me off guard.
You're welcome.
See, this is what I really hate. People being freehanding Maria on shields on tiny fighty miniatures.
It's the Madonna with the Big Boobies by Van Klump. Speaking of...
Boobies?
Well, Klopp.
Okay.
Who's seen the fucking nonsense today that apparently Klopp's leaving Liverpool? I got home and I seen that on fucking Talk Sport, but I haven't had a chance to see where the fuck that sprung up from. But they can go fuck themselves. And I'm assuming it's because that prick Hansi Flick has been sacked / left the German team. But he can go fuck himself.
I'm not sure what currently annoys me more. The fact that you're talking about football, I actually know what you're talking about because it's in the media for fucking everywhere.
Well, let me just say this. If you're in Germany, you can't have Klopp. He's at Liverpool.
I don't care. I don't want him.
I'm sure you don't. But it's your job, being in Germany, to go out and let other Germans know you can't have Klopp. He's in Liverpool.
I'm pretty sure he said it himself because monies. German Football Association will not pay as handsome as any other
good
club. I'm pretty sure of that.
Somebody will give you Vera, and by saying we can't really, because obviously we didn't renew her contract, even though she got us to a fucking World Cup final. But you can have Vera Pauw, and Vera Pauw is actually called Vera Pauw. It's not just me going Pauw Pauw. Her name is Pauw, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, so yes. Lovely, lovely castle and Jerusalem-y peoples. Shall we move on?
Yes, please. Football is taking the piss out of me.
Ballers are taking the piss out of you.
Regast has lizards.
Yeah.
Why is there lizards?
Why would there not be lizards? He is lurking in the chat as well. Hello.
I've seen him. I've seen it.
Hello, Adrian. So a while ago, we were looking at this, trying to work out whether or not the dinosaurs were for his daughter, which he told me no, they're not. It's mine. I got these to practice other things on, and then I decided, fuck yous, I'm making massive dinosaurs.
He now licked them.
Great. So, hello. So there's been a substantial amount of dinosaurage done since the last time we were here. And I'm fairly certain that is the name. It's dinosaurage, the storage of dinosaurs.
What?
Anyway.
What have I done to you that you're torturing me this way today?
So I had a very long day, and I have to go and start filming at fucking 6:30 in the morning. So I'll be very annoyed in any way, shape, or form. Yes. Anyway.
So converting pound shop, dollar store, whatever cheapskate thingamajig toys into venerable war machines for tiny little reptiles.
Look at them. They're fucking heaving off every man jack of it. I still think it's one of the most expensive conversions I've ever seen because they're covered in the dead zone / terrain crate clips, which are not they're not cheap. You don't get enough. You end up having to buy more of them whenever you're building anything. And yet here Adrian is extravagantly building platforms on the back of dinosaurs with dozens of them at a time. I mean, man's got money to burn.
Oh, wait a sec. Where is it?
What are you doing?
I've got a bag of those.
You've got a bag of them. Outrageous. You have plenty left. How did you have plenty left? I've done 4 Kickstarters and I still don't have enough, for fuck's sake.
I think this is basically down to
I don't know why I'm looking behind me, because they're in a box. So they're not on.
The set I bought was an opened box, so I guess parts have been removed and
It was probably those connectors.
Yeah, connectors are all in, and I've used them on every part so far. So
did my Mars Attacks, every Dead Zone Kickstarter they've done, and Terrain Crate as well, and Warpath. It's five Kickstarters that use them.
Yeah, I've just bought one used, slightly opened box and have some off.
Outrage! Outrage!
Yeah, this is a nice little update on the toy dinosaurs. Now they need to be coloured a bit more.
I don't know. They're quite poppy and bright already.
Yeah, but the things he's added need to be.
Oh, the other things, the other bits and pieces. Sure, why not?
The add-ons. Oh, what happened here now?
I don't know. You've got big Blackpick, then say it's gone now.
Yeah, I've got fat finger syndrome today because for me too it has been a very flocking long day.
Good times.
Lizards. So many lizards.
There is a artist, he said in a questioning voice. The one who did Vesen from Sweden. It's not Johannes Kepler. He was a very different person who did different things. Johan Ehrkrans. He's done a book on dinosaurs. Illustrations are in a similar style to his Vesen stuff, but they're actually as realistic as modern archaeological evidence presents and paleontology presents. But then he obviously has then gone in and colorated them in various ways. And it's really nice. If you have Face Page, you can look up his Face Page and have a look at his dinosaurs, because they've got some really good patterns and stuff. I used one of them for the Drowned Earth dinosaur. Oh, I've just realized that's where that went. Well, it's fucking stuck in the bottom with the stripiness and the mottling and stuff on the red, which was really cool. So yes, if you're after more dino patterning, you should have a look at his stuff, Adrian. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, science isn't really sure what color dinosaurs actually had, because they can't find any evidence on that. So they might as well be very colorful or just black and white.
We've no way to tell. Although I did see a illustration recently where people were re-examining considering the current evidence that dinosaurs were mostly feathered, that people should go back and take a look at how dragons are displayed in fantasy. And so they replaced it with a fire-breathing goose. So, that was good.
I
Good
mean,
times.
I'm pretty sure someone has modded that into Skyrim.
Bear with me, I shall get you the thing with the thing, because it's Swedish, so none of the letters are pronounced like they're spelled.
Don't you just love foreign languages?
No, I don't. I really start to get upset with fucking Swedish, and the fact that SJU is pronounced shu, and SK is pronounced, hwe. No, ska. It's very much a ska. And G's, sometimes they're Y's, sometimes they're E's, sometimes they're G's. How do you know the difference? You fucking don't. Be lucky. Be lucky, people. There he is there, mate. 6,000 years old, Crispin. It was started on the 23rd of December, or 23rd of October, which was a Tuesday, as a lunatic, a learned man in Northern Ireland once discovered by adding up all the dates in the Bible and then adding 1651 or whatever fucking year it was whenever he came up with this, and went bang, here's the day the world was created. Booyah. It was a Tuesday. It's fucking, I swear to God, Pastor Usher or something like that. It definitely, certainly was Usher. I'm not sure what fucking really religion he was part of, but yeah. So 6,000 odd years old on a Tuesday in October, week before Halloween as well. Madness.
People with way too much time on their hands, I guess.
Yep. That type of thing.
I think the idea came on a Monday, and then on Tuesday came the execution.
Well, the way he worked it out, because it doesn't specify what day it was, but this godbrother looked at it and went, well, clearly, he wouldn't have kicked off the week on a Friday or something like that, because it would, the weekend would have gotten in the way, / he needed Sunday for prayer and shit. So, and this is how he worked it all out. So he backtracked from don't do it on a weekend and fit the rest of the week around it. Ergo, it must have been Tuesday, the 23rd of October.
Please move on. Let's go to the next project.
There are still people in Northern Ireland who believe that to this day. They are fucking legends. James Usher, Bishop Artmagh. There we go.
Speaking of Irish, thankfully Irish is a phonetic language. Hello, Celtic man.
It's actually a shallow language, which means once you know how things are pronounced, they don't change. Unlike English, which is a mind fuck.
So I've seen the project picture. Is Irish Steve gone to be a very rich man with painting big Games Workshop quote-unquote miniatures?
I don't think so. He's had that Warhound for a long fucking time, and every now and again, I think he remembers that he's had it for a long fucking time and digs it out and paints the cod piece or something. So this is the ongoing trials and tribulations of the giant war dog that may or may not get painted at some point. But there's some interesting work he's done on it. Obviously, the Scully freehand is particularly nice, but the marbling on the shield or leg pieces, where the fuck they are, that's really fucking nice. It's a really rich marbling.
Yeah, painting wise, he's a talented bastard.
You say that?
Yes, and I say that every time we look at one of his projects, because it is my opinion.
But you have to bear in mind he's shorter. Now, if he was a normal height and that amount of talent had to be spread across a normal sized person, you'd probably find that he's probably about the same as me and you. It's just it's been condensed, concentrated, if you will, in a much shorter person.
On your hand, Shay must be a brilliant painter.
I mean, it's no, because then he's very wide.
Ah, okay.
So you've got to average that out. And that's
so
how
it's something like not just the height, it's the total mass.
Yep.
Okay, so Talent equals mass or something.
It's
It's a volume problem.
It's very much a volume. What's it? A zero-sum problem. That one, isn't it?
Yes, Crispin, that's why you're so handsome.
See?
And
Angel
Geraldes is very tiny.
Makes so much sense.
But what about Halamarco? He's a large one, isn't he?
I don't know.
Is he an anomaly?
Somebody has seen him, but I can't remember who it is who's seen him in real life. We should have got him to measure him.
I'm pretty sure I've seen people taking pictures with him and he towering over them.
But do you know what size people are? I mean, they could be Oompa sized. There's a lot of midgets in the world.
Let's say yes.
A lot of midgets.
So he's average size, and most people turning up to his classes are just tiny midgets.
We've no way to know for certain he's not. Midgets are magic, Crispin. You're right.
Yeah, this page up is just absurdly detailed.
And he hasn't once written Kilroy was here or anything. I imagine if there was one of these things walking through town, somebody would fucking tag it.
Yeah, but he still needs to do the legs and feet. So
that's true. Yeah,
there's a chance
if he comes to weather it back, he'll add some graffiti. Marines out.
No, we don't need graffiti. There needs to be some kind of poster stuck to the leg. Like, kick me and...
Oh, just hang it off. Instead of the big pennant they have hanging between, just the kick me sign.
Yeah. Or honk if you're horny.
There we go.
See, we have the good ideas for making pieces work.
Without that, it would be an also-ran kind of attempt at painting a war dog, but you know.
Oh, see, look, Demon Sub is as
So,
tall as myself.
Nah. Really?
Well, if you've done the conversion correctly, then yes.
I mean, it could be correct. Who knows? It's so difficult to tell these days.
Honk if you're corny. Yeah, that also works.
Children on board.
on the back of the little servitor skulls.
My other Titan's an emperor. Okay. Good times. Yeah. Anyway.
Prayers are paid, no free rides.
Maybe there will be. You don't know.
Yeah, we've seen enough of this. We need to...
really like the marbling.
Go somewhere else. Oi, plasma. Hey, kebab, Ewok.
Yes.
I don't know. He's still in chat, maybe, potentially. Who knows? Nowhere.
He's got bored and wandered off by now.
Oh, okay.
Probably seen a stormtrooper to kill. Hollow out. Wears a hat.
Wear the skin. Actually, now to come to think of it, the leather garments of the Ewoks could be human skin.
I imagine. Well, doesn't necessarily have to be human. I don't know how many humans are on that planet before they arrived.
Where there's the complete garrison of the stormtroopers, so there must have been some.
Some stragglers, you reckon? It's possible.
Some patrols getting lost in the wood.
Mm.
Getting munched up.
Never come home. Never come home.
This is an interesting conversion, Betty.
Yes.
So I see some things from Age of Sigmar, some odd naval equipment.
Yep. So top to bottom, we've got a variety of heads, a lot of which come from the Sigmarines. There on the one front left, I'm fairly certain that is an Imperial smoke launcher off a tank, the 3 tubes on its back, just over the top of its head. A lot of the weapons, anchors, and harpoons and shit come from the steampunk dwarves from Age of Sigmar. There's a Tyrannid add-on bit on the chest of that one on the front right. I see a plasma gun bit. There's just there's a lot going on. It's a baffling collection of stuff, which is perfect for the doomed. Hey,
A
Nick.
upcoming and hopefully soon also
the family that
multi-award winning
crashed
game.
during Caravan of Courage. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, there's the
Battlefriend.
the other medieval kingdom with witch, where the children are getting hold of too. Was it the first movie? I think it was the first. Was it the second? No, it's the second movie.
We're still talking about Ewoks, right?
Yes, the second Ewok movie. There's the
Battlefriend.
Battle of Endor. There was these weird alien.
Oh, that was the one that had the sorcerers and shit in it.
Yeah. But that's still Endor, still a
People
humanoid.
complain about what Disney did to the fucking Star Wars universe. Anybody who hasn't seen the Caravan of Courage, the Battle of Endor, really need to watch those and then come back to me and complain about what fucking Disney have done.
What will happen if I stayed here? Now I like those movies.
I mean, I don't have any problem with you liking them, but you can't criticize anything that Disney have done in any of the live action stuff by going, it's not Star Wars, when they came first. I mean, that's the equivalent of fucking Supergirl.
What?
Do you remember Supergirl, the movie? Jesus, That was terrible.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, Peter O'Toole looked like he'd wandered in off the street drunk, and they just left him there on the set in an Aran sweater covered in holes for no apparent fucking reason. And Faye Dunaway discovered a magical fucking crystal thing that she suddenly stumbled across, instantly knew how to use, and then went from wanting to dominate the world.
You're not talking about a current iteration, but the old one.
No, the original one, yeah.
Oh.
She wanted to really jump the bones of somebody who was working around her house, fucking making the pool or something. It was fucking horrible.
I do remember that I have seen that one, but I can't recall most of it.
In many respects, just like Peter O'Toole. He was in that film, but can't recall most of it.
The Doomed. Upcoming, potentially also multi-award winning game. Doomed.
Could be that. We need to have a look at the big monster that's painted right at the very top of the project, by the way, because I think that requires an actual holy fuckery.
It's a big one.
Oh yeah. But I think we all need to take a moment and appreciate just what the fuck. I mean, is it the anglerfish head, the tree branch antlers?
Is it the print lines?
The big, long, creepy arms, the wings of leaves and seaweed. Just the what the fuck.
It's a 3D print, it's still got mold lines.
Might not be a 3D print then.
Have you taken a closer look? You can certainly see here the layering.
The layering doesn't mean it's not a model. The layering might just mean whoever manufactured
the master mold has been.
Bother
agreed.
First.
Yes.
And then that would explain the mold line. Or it's a seam line from where he's had to put multiple sections together. Although if you cut the model that way, you're a fucking insane person. Because surely cutting through the bottom half of the wrist in one knuckle is harder than just making an arm. You know.
Be that as it may, it still deserves.
I cherish my ignorance, and I will never find out.
It's 3D print, says Rodagast. Well then.
Look at it. Look at how big and meow it is. He could use that as a thing, or whatchamacallit. Oh no, it's not behind me. I was going to hold up my copy of Award Transformed and give people the fingers because I know people are waiting on it. It's not out yet.
The paint job definitely is very creepy, greenish, and I'm not sure what it's going to be. Is it a thing of the woods? Is it a thing of the sea? Is it
all of the above?
A beauty of nightmares?
It is some sort of doomed doom thing. It is a doom that has come to doom you. Doom. Did you know there was a director's cut of Little Shop of Horrors?
No.
I didn't know this either.
Do you know the differences?
Yeah.
The cut out the singing?
The end of Little Shop of Horrors, Seymour rescues Audrey from Audrey 2's mouth, kills it, and then they go off to live in a house together and live happily ever after. And in the original ending of the film, which has been
Audrey
restored,
survives.
there's a 10-minute long thing. Audrey asks to be, she's dying. She goes, no, just feed me to Audrey too. And then you need to be rich. You deserve to be happy. He does that. And then Audrey 2 takes over the world. And there's a 10-minute montage of plants destroying the world and people running, screaming from them.
I've known about the alternate ending existing, but never been released anywhere.
Apparently, it went out. There was a director's cut Blu-ray released about 10 years ago. I'd never fucking even heard of it, so I downloaded it from the Internet Lending Library. I'll be watching that soon. There's Orloko.
Hello, Orloko. Also, I've added to one of my buttons a bit of sound. Sadly, you won't be hearing this, but
No,
everybody else.
A hooker bit your tongue off.
It's done. It's good.
Again?
It's good.
A hooker bit your tongue off.
I don't know what's happening. Bless you.
No, that's GLaDOS saying a hooker bit your tongue off.
Oh, a hooker bit your tongue off.
A hooker bit your tongue off.
Don't ask me why I felt the need to include that at some point.
I mean, why would you not?
I think I'm losing track. Yes, defective dice. Malifaux Title Masters. What is Title Masters?
It's definitely a thing. Oh.
Defective dice is doing it, so maybe he can
100% a thing.
tell us what a Title Masters is.
Yeah. But before we get into what they've done, I'd like to point out that 73 minutes ago, my YouTube thing went, he's put a battle report up. And then when I clicked on it, it went, it's private.
Oh.
So presumably he didn't mean to put up a battle report about, bear with me, Through the Breach RPG playthrough, episode 9, Cold Front. So, however, if you're looking to see episode 9, Cold Front of his Through the Breach RPG playthrough, I suggest you keep an eye on his channel because there's one coming.
Potentially.
Anyway, so some Malifaux masters being painted up, and again a couple of lower videos to go along with explaining them all. We'll not get into the beef he had, the throwdown about alternate sculpts of late, where a bitch slapping had to be handed out on the internet. It was good times.
What do you mean, alternate sculpt?
They do alternate sculpts every so often for various reasons. Like
okay, so they're officially from the same company, but just okay.
Yeah, but completely different. And then sometimes they change up how the models work slightly. You know, they go, here's an alternate sculpt, and we're making it this box to do this, and we're going to change this keyword to make it whatever. So, if you want to know more, go watch his videos. They've been quite funny. Somebody was called out. He was called out boy, with an internet beef. Yo, as the kids say. I don't know what the kids say.
I'm not sure why people are annoyed when a company does two variants that are distinctly different to each other.
Ooh.
Nope. Where?
Sorry, I'm just getting a message from them. Fugu. They've got 20% off, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Just saying. 20% off.
Also, there's October creeping up, and Cromlech is pulling on my wallet. With the enormous banana bot.
Oh, Twilight King goes up for pre-order tomorrow. Goram. I hope you're going to be stronger than I am.
Have you already put in your pre-order?
I haven't, because they're not up yet.
I'm pretty sure you have your ways.
Unfortunately, I don't. I should beg for more stuff. Send me stuff to review, you can't, rather than me having to pay for it. And then reviewing it for you, you can't.
Jill will be brave because no monies.
Oh, that's the best way.
Yeah,
I don't have the money either, so I really
feel that's most of the time the reason why people are staying resilient.
Yeah. I mean, having to pay for a new cooker last month means I really shouldn't be buying fucking anything between now and the end of the year. And my fat bastard brother's fucking birthday's in November. Can't.
Oh.
And he's just about to move into a new house. That's going to fucking cost me. Scumbag.
Why is it costing you when he's moving?
Because I'll probably have to like get my fucking housewarming gift or something, or maybe buy him a birthday present or something. I don't know. It's whatever it is, it's going to be very annoying.
Yeah, I guess. Though, speaking of annoying, short diversion from miniatures.
Yes.
As you know, I'm no longer owning a car.
Right.
And
I was aware it wasn't.
Yeah, it was broken, and the repair would have cost almost double the worth of the vehicle. So that's history, but that's not the point.
Did you not just do what they do up here? Just take it down to the docks and set fire to it, and then report it stolen? Get the insurance?
That would not work.
No docks nearby.
Yes, no docks. Also, the insurance would have taken a very close look. Now,
fuck. They never take a close look in Northern Ireland.
The problem now is my insurance company also politely said, yeah, you've paid for the next 6 months, and we now owe you a amount of money, which is nice.
Good. You're not going to get it, though, are you?
Oh, I already have it.
Oh.
In the form of a check. So I need to go to the bank and cash it in.
Wow.
We're living in 2023, and they can't be asked to make a simple money transfer.
I'm impressed they still had checks, to be fair. They stopped issuing and accepting checks in the UK. Well, fuck no, I was still in Sainsbury's 4 years ago, 5 years ago. They more or less just went, we know checks are a thing, we're not going to be doing it anymore. No fucking retail store doing it anymore. No banks do it. Nobody gives a fuck about checks.
Those are not your regular checks you would have as a private person. Those are a special kind of check that are not suitable for money transfers at the counter. So you actually have to go to the bank.
Like a banker's draft.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But why?
I have no idea.
I now need to find time during bank opening hours, mind you, and go there and put it on my account.
Excellent. You could drive there. Oh, you can't drive there at lunch. Ah.
I can.
Can you?
Yeah, I could use my bicycle or could use my wife's car.
That's no fun. You're not fun anymore.
I never was fun. I never...
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Give somebody a check last year. It's just evil. It's very evil of you. I can't hear any of that, but I'm assuming you're saying get on with it. Anyway, DD, loving your work. Creepy and the cookie, by the way, the Addams Family.
Have a nice day at work, Radagast.
Bye. Enjoy your evening.
Dave Dog is doing dogs.
Who? What?
Well, the user is called Dave Dog, and I see a dog with some
that
kind of knife.
With a Dave on it. So, this is an interesting project for several reasons. One, they've decided that they want to write their own rules.
Which is fine.
Oh, it's not even fine. It's literally, I've never wrote a rule. I want to make my own game. Therefore, I'm going to write my own rules. And at the same time, I've never sculpted a miniature. Therefore, I'm going to sculpt a miniature. I would sculpt all the miniatures for the rules I'm writing, and then I would print them out. So there's a lot going on in this, even though it's just started. Now, presumably, some of you kids will be more au fait with some of the shit in here, as far as things like Nomad Sculpt goes. So I don't know if anybody feels the sudden urge to jump in, have a chat with them, offer suggestion or advice in some form. But you can see the likes of the renders that they've done further down the page before going to actually 3D print these themselves. So things like that's a Labrador soldier, looking rather fetching with his cloak. Oh, in fact, that's a knight actually, because he's got a cloak on him, hasn't he? Yeah. But yeah, I think you greatly underestimate our ages, right? I don't think you do, you crazy kids with your music, television, and your drugs. So yeah,
Says the one drinking
Jameson's, man. There's nothing wrong with that. It's way of life. Sham. But I'm very impressed with somebody who's never sculpted before deciding to work out how to do 3D sculpting, and then sculpting. They've made things that are recognizable as things and printed them out, and they look recognizable as the things what they created in the program. So there's many iterations of what the fuckery in here, because I would have looked at that and I went, yeah, I'll make those out of milliput. Yeah, not doing that. Normal Jameson straight, yes. Well, any whiskey should be drunk straight. Don't put anything into whiskey.
not even ice cubes.
No. Why would you put ice cubes in?
To annoy you.
Oh my god, ice cubes, the alcoholic equivalent of round bases.
That's a quote for a t-shirt. Ice cubes are the whiskey equivalent as for round bases. That's so an insider, nobody will get it.
You would in Jameson's practically fucking fruit juice. It's it's not even, it doesn't even count as alcohol. You can just knock it back. It's grand. But
Look
yeah,
who stumbled in there. He's messy.
he was here earlier,
Pussy.
and you ignored him.
Yeah, of course I ignored chat completely because I'm busy.
And then you said that guy's getting a prize for not being paid. It was very. I mean, I was dumbfounded you would say that.
Ice cubes cause disease. Ah.
Look what did the Titanic, for fuck's sake. Why would I want one of those in my glass?
Are you afraid it will sink your liver?
You've sunk my battleship.
Let them fight.
So anyway, yeah, there's been a few iterations of renders and some prints done. So it sort of steps along the road of designing, sculpting, and manufacturing their own miniatures, and then presumably we're starting to get into some of the background and we'll hit the mechanics of what they're putting together. But I really like this from somebody who, I think this is only their second project. I was thinking this especially another one was private last time I looked. Oh no, it's not private anymore, so that's okay. Anyway, but yeah, for somebody's second project, it's a doozy. It's not exactly I'm going to paint some fucking Sigmarines or shit like that. It's, hey bitches, I'm going to go ahead and make a game, sculpt the figures, create the world, then write the rules.
Yeah, it's
sure. Go nuts, man.
It's ambitious.
100%. Also, in his other project, he has some Grenadier Dwarves. Fucking awesome. Put them on round bases, less awesome. Because they come on squares. He had to go to all the problem of actually cutting them off to square bases to put them on rounds.
Oh, so they're not coming with, but on square bases.
Oh, they're one-piece models. They're like Hero Questy type
okay.
bases. But yeah, we'll move on from that. I'll be the bigger man.
Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune.
Yep. Oh, party Apparently,
Now they got the 3D prints, they need to make rubber molds and turn a washing machine into a spin cast.
Now, that sounds madness, but two things. One, on the internet, you can see on the YouTubes and other places how to turn your washing machine into a metal spin caster. It's a very simple maneuver. And secondly, Anthony Mallet did it to make his first sculpts. And then from there, created bot war. So it's just a very short step from spinning balls of Nussy on the side to make metal models to having a whole world of 1980s retro goodness with massive bots punching each other in the face. It's all good. And yes, when you drink vodka over ice, it causes kidney failure. When you drink rum over ice, it gives you liver failure. And when you drink whiskey over ice, it gives you heart failure. Therefore, ice is really bad for you. Yes.
As Lemmy has said.
Play it again, bot war. They've got 3D prints, they just need to... that's the bit that you just said. Oh, he's doing it again. That probably making noise there at the same time.
Yes.
There's a delay. Kids at home. So I always have us muted. So I never get to hear any of the things he does. So, no idea what he's up to. Could be anything at all.
That's the idea.
That, as you say, is the idea. Discuss.
So, where do we go from here now? Leaving the shores of making your own games?
I've always linked that to Fred. She would be less than interested in what Guillotine's up to.
Guillotine.
I don't know. Maybe she'd be
Photo
quite excited.
experiments.
So, yeah. An awful lot of people are starting to do photography things. This is interesting because this is a new photo of a toner model. I used to go to school with a toner, Chris Toner from Lochiel is who I went to school with, who didn't look like that. So
He
don't even
didn't?
know why, I don't even know why you brought it up, to be brutally honest. But yeah, breaking out the light box to have a look at something, give me a chance to break out this project to force all you fucks to have a look at it, because there's some interesting stuff going on. Soap's also been doing stuff with photography recently in the House Water #BestHouse, and a few other people as well. There's something where they like take 150 photos over the space of 3 hours or something. It's very unnecessarily complicated, and I can't see any benefits for it. I'm sure Soap will explain why it's beneficial, as will the other people who were doing it. I can't remember who else was responsible, so I'm just throwing you under the bus here, mate.
Well,
Anyway.
I've seen a YouTube video recently of some of the ones who left Games Workshop recently explaining on how to use multiples of the pictures of a miniature and then blend them together to have everything in focus, and it all sounded
I
very
think that was
horrible.
it. Focus stacking. There you go. Soap Dodger's explaining it all. You'd know this already if you were in the best house. Yeah, DD, you missed your moment of fame. It's a terrible, terrible shame. I was explaining to everybody how you got in an internet beef and had to slap somebody down with their stupid things, and explaining why your delineation of alternate sculpts was the best ranking. And also the fact that episode 9 of that RPG for the Breached went up on my fucking YouTube thing and then went private almost immediately. So you're like a blue ball and cock tease when it comes to that, mate. I clicked on it to watch it before we did the Hobby Hangout. I just went, this video's private. I was like, oh, you
Very annoying. Very annoying.
son of a bitch. Anyway. So yeah, that aside, some really nice figures in here. Never mind the photography, which is, good, adequate. Has he stacked enough? Has he focus stacked? Is that what's happening? I don't know.
Every time when I hear stack photos, I imagine people getting all the Polaroids and making it
Yeah,
big
making them
pile.
into flick bit, so you can just
Yeah,
rifle
genau.
through them when it looks like the man's walking forward. It'd be great. Yeah, I mean,
See,
fantastic.
kids, we know tech.
See, fucking right. But yeah, so these figures came from Beasterium, which is a Penitent Crusadery force, perfect for something like the Doomed or other games of its ilk, even possibly a War Transformed. Myself and Shabo were looking at some of the things. It was like, skip the standard World War One squads, go straight to elites, heroes, and weird shit, and let's see what we can add in here. I was like, oh, weird shit. So
weird shit is always the best, I feel.
Maybe some sort of massive hood-wearing knucklefuck here would be great to stick into the French unit in the weird World War One and try and desperately fight off a lesson.
Oh yeah, Demon Sub has a great idea. Jill is going to make a animated battle report.
Oh, sweet.
All for that. Doing a little
Friday,
stop motion.
right. To be brutally honest, I don't have time to watch it tonight anyway. I don't have to have a fucking stupid early start because we've got a guest in the studio filming stuff, and I've got to do a fuck long day tomorrow. So it'll probably be Friday before I get near anything anyway. But I mean, a battle report's like great. Just with
stack of Polaroids. Yeah. Why not?
Well, you put them in the gallery and then people just write tab across. They just open one up and they just keep going. And if they do it quickly enough, it will look like it's moving. It'd be great. I seriously need to go back and do a couple of battle reports using Chronicler because it's a bitching.
Last weekend, I was very, very, very tempted to use the project system for something completely and utterly different.
Seen the price of a Polaroid camera? I don't, because, and this may surprise absolutely nobody, I don't really take photos. Haven't ever, even as a kid. My brother, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure he has a couple of Polaroid cameras and is very arty-farty and is taking pictures all the fucking time. So the
camera is the problem. The film is actually horrendously expensive.
I think Polaroid is, they're still making Polaroid film.
Yeah, and those about, I think, a pound per picture.
Yeah, it's less bad than trying to find regular film and someone to develop it.
Yeah, because these Polaroids are now artsy and hip, and that's why children want them.
Fucking hipsters.
Yeah. But I was thinking on the weekend to add a project that is my personal recipe for a 3-bean chili.
Nice. What 3 beans?
Oh, you've got me. Red beans, white beans, and I'm not sure how to translate the third one.
Haricot, black-eyed.
Oh, that's
Mister.
Oh, what the hell? I couldn't tell you. I need to look it up. The original is an American recipe I got.
Kidney.
It's three beans and
Pinto.
broth.
Pinto would make sense.
And the usual suspects.
The usual suspects.
Yeah, so chilies, chili pepper powder.
Oh, right. No, verbal Kent. Keaton, McManus. No, not those usual suspects.
Would there be miniatures in the chili pan? No.
The key is you have to do your chili like a week before you plan on eating it.
Yeah,
chili is always better after it's been left to fucking stew for a while.
I must admit, I'm doing it the day before because I'm impatient like that.
For fuck's sake. Oh my god.
I'm a heathen. What will you do against it? Come and fight me.
I don't need to fight you.
See, I already went.
Just, I mean.
At some point in the future, I'm going to make you watch me drink whiskey with diluted water.
Keep that. I'm going to fucking mail you some round bases. I'll teach you.
That's a Skyrim level of insult. Getting an envelope full of round bases with a little letter saying, I know what you did.
Round bases and one plastic horse head.
Okay, if I'm going to wake up any day in the future and finding a small, tiny plastic horse head on my nightstand, I'll be panicking.
Good times.
Speaking of panic, I think we've got 2 more projects to go through.
Yeah, we do. I just remembered the American Civil War book I have to bring in for Shay for tomorrow, which you didn't tell me to fucking bring in for tomorrow, by the way, Shay. You were supposed to send me a message so I didn't forget that. It's not behind me, it's in the other room.
Okay.
Maybe I'll remember.
You need to take your responsibilities as Jerry's external memory bank.
I didn't ask you where my glasses were once today. Therefore, you could have used all that additional brain power to remember to tell me to bring in the book for you. Anyway.
So you're one of those people who always misplace their glasses.
Don't misplace my glasses. My glasses are always where I left them.
On your nose, and you're looking for them.
No, unfortunately not.
That's the most
Maybe
fun.
in and around the vicinity. Let's put it like that.
That's always the most fun thing. People running around searching for things they are having in their hands or on their nose. Oh, this lad isn't looking too healthy, is he?
He might be. He might be fine. He maybe is one of those silver bayonet werebears. Got somebody asking why we were playing Russians and we didn't have a werebear in the party, to which I responded, werebears are quite expensive points-wise. You're limited to 40 points per group when you're playing cooperatively, and if you had a werebear, you probably only have one other soldier. So we wanted to show off the new soldiers and have a few per side, so we couldn't include a werebear or any of the bigger, more expensive, clever soldiers. Also, we didn't have the model. So
I love these squires.
squires are fucking amazing. So right off the bat, can we just start by going, holy shit balls. I put together, where's my movement? Oh no, there it is there. Last week I put together 90 of those halflings for my Kings of War army, which are currently residing in there, waiting for me to start putting them on the sticks to spray them.
Finish us!
But the thing is, obviously, they're great. They're not remarkably diverse. There's 5 bodies. There's a bunch of heads. You've a very few arms. So there's a set of sling arms, there's a set of bow arms, and then there's a pike/halberd set of arms with only really one off hand for the right hand when they've got the pike shouldered. So what they've done here is take those bodies and heads and put together the Monty Python knights and squires. They've taken a fuck ton of weaponry from a whole host of places to put together the squires packs, and then done a really good job of adding a bit more oomph to the squireage. So I mean, those are bow arms and then some sling arms. So you've got your unarmed squires, Patsy, Concord, and the other ones who didn't get names. Because they didn't get names, fuck them. And then on their backs went a fucking host of things. So there's a chest from Mordheim. There's frying pans came off the sprue. There's green stuffed bedrolls and sacks and cloths. There's a whole
I think my favorite is
weapon
actually the
Frostgrave.
The chest on the far
Yes.
right.
Yeah, the chest is, I got you, little fucking flying bug bastard. I keep my hand shut forever. But yeah, just making the squires is just fucking adorable. I have a set of the Monty Python miniatures from Hayland have them now. They were done by Studio originally. And one of those squires has a chest on the back like that. So I don't know if he's copying those miniatures, those squire miniatures, because they're not from the actual... I don't think they're from the film, because I can't remember one squire just having a fucking huge chest on their back. But maybe they did. Maybe it was a wee, you'll see this once and never again type of thing.
There might be one in this scene where Robin is going through the woods.
Oh.
And playing the equivalent of a car radio.
Brave Sir Robin. Anyway, so yeah, squires are great. The Grail knights themselves, Bedivere with his little 3-feathered crest, and then the actual little grill visor that he kept lifting up and down is cracking. Arthur, King, being able to see his whole face, excellent. And then adding the chainmail coifs around the neck of them, it's just fucking amazing. I wouldn't do it myself because, you know, like I say, I have 90 of the fuckers to paint. But it's just so nice. It's just so nice seeing somebody doing that. 100%. It's
the big question now is, will there be a rabbit?
I would be very upset if there wasn't. I mean, you don't come all this way and not throw a rabbit in. You just don't.
That's somebody compensating for something.
I mean, well, it might not be. That's probably Sir Lancelot. John's run into problems with his matte varnish.
Oh no. The Black Knight it is.
The Black Knight. Oh yes, of course, because he wields a two-handed sword.
Barely
I will expect, with that attention to detail in the build, I will expect the same attention to detail when it comes to painting them. So the heraldry is very well known as to who is wearing what and what the heraldry is, like the green checks on white with the chicken and the boar's head on the Black Knight and all the rest of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing them actually presented as the Holy Grail fucking knights, because that's just going to be fucking great.
Speaking of paint job, what was the Kickstarter that I stumbled across today? Some Scottish stuff?
Oh, Sally Forth?
I think that's one. For a second, I was tempted to get them, and then I saw how they were painted and how much tartan there was on there, and I was nope.
You don't have to paint the tartan on it. I mean, it's not like you're painting French or English.
You're saying that now, and then I'm not painting the tartan, and next thing I know, I've got cuts. Carthage must be destroyed, but why?
Carthage? Hang on a minute. Carthage must be destroyed is a different thing. They're about to do skeleton transfers. Is that the Carthage that must be destroyed? Dustin from Canada. Him. Because Sally Forth is different altogether. Does Silver Bayonet have a monster table the same as Frostgrave? It does. There is a standard monster table for the book, and then the beastry gets extended in the supplements. Scottish figures. So Sally Forth have done, or have just launched, a set. Holy shit balls! There we go. Of Scots in a delightful way, based on Rob Roy and friends.
Rob Roy, that's the word I was looking for.
So if I go here and
look on Kickstarter for Rob Roy, and you'll find the miniatures.
Click that link there.
Yeah.
Whatever's easiest for you. I'm not gonna, isn't it? British Grenadiers though. So if you really want to annoy yourself and have to paint Grenadiers, then you can do that.
Or you can just not buy them.
I mean, you can watch the film.
Rob Roy?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's not a bad film.
No, it's not.
Actually. Liam Neeson's in it, which is why the Rob Roy figure looks kind of like Liam Neeson.
A wee bit.
And why he's up against somebody who may or may not be Mr. Orange from Reservoir Dogs. I will say, if you're wondering, I backed the last Kickstarter, which was Vikings. I ended up with 2 sets of them. They're behind me in a box. The quality's very good. I'm going to say very good, yeah.
At first I was a bit weary that it would be Siocast, but the description said metals.
They had problems because I backed it for metal, and then I sent him a message and went, I want Siocast as well to see what the difference is. And then he put it like a fucking thing in or whatever. And I bought a second pledge of Siocast. And then at some point he must have sent me a message because I know he'd had problems trying to get them to actually cast. and cast well that he would be willing to send them to people. And in the end, he said, I didn't get, I probably got the email and may have been drinking. Anyway, long story short, anybody who ordered Siocast had an option of a refund or get the medals for the same price. So they got the medals for cheaper. So I ended up with 2 sets of medals because I didn't respond to his email. So I can't do a comparison between those two. But on the plus side, I've got a lot of fucking monks.
Monk.
And a couple of cows. So,
Yeah,
anyway.
Jill, I think Siocast in theory is a nice idea, but the amount of work that needs to be done to dial in the recipe for each model is just way too much work.
I think if you own the machine and you're doing everything, it's probably valid.
Yeah, but the machine is an investment that's just...
But so many of the small companies are relying on another company making them for them that at that point it just becomes a pain in the hole and not worth their while. So...
Yeah, at that point, go buy yourself a used Spincast machine.
Or a washing machine. Break out the Zanussi. Go on. I have never seen Michael Caine. I've never seen Kidnapped. Peter O'Toole plays Rob Roy in it, though. That's bound to be worth a watch. What was the one where Peter O'Toole played that journalist? It's not What's Eating Gilbert Grape, because that's obviously the Leonardo DiCaprio Johnny Depp film, but it's something like that, where he plays a journalist locked in a bar overnight, and it's just a one-man stage play. It's something like Gilbert Grape is unwell. Peter O'Toole. Oh, Grape. No. It's going to annoy me now. It's a really good fucking thing. It's probably not Grape at all. It's probably like fucking Ted Flanders.
Well, while you're annoyed with that, shall we go on to the last project?
Yeah, let's do that. Since you're going to keep hassling me. You fucking hassler, you.
Do I need to take out the VIP again? So this is Gordon.
Jeffrey Bernard is unwell. I was close with Gilbert Grape. If you can find it, at one stage it was on the YouTubes. I don't know if it is anymore. I seen it on TV years ago. It's just like a 2-hour long. He wakes up and it's just him monologuing about his life and about all the shit that's going on as he just wanders around the set of a bar that's closed after hours, so occasionally leaning over the bar to pour himself pints and stuff. I just imagine he was drinking the whole time through it. It's fucking great. Anyway.
So there was actually no script. He was, here's the bar, have fun. We'll take you.
I mean, I would love to say there was no script, but there was a script. But it's cracking. Anyway, so yes, this is by a Graham.
Doing Kings of War.
Yep, I wasn't gonna look at this, but there was a battle report and B a post that said I was right. That post, the sum total of that post was just, you're fucking spot on, lad. Well done, you. So I thought, you know what, more people need to see how right I am on a regular basis. So I'll put aside my modesty for once, and I'll just highlight that I was right.
Yes, there's just texture filler. Yep. There are some texture casts around the sides of the model, so I was trying to match that. Simple and cheap, much like myself.
All of that is great. All of that is great. There is another reason why we're here, but I'll chuck that in a moment because I know you don't have the link because I don't send you the links. But obviously the Kings of War campaign kicked off this weekend past. If anybody was watching Clash of Kings on Death by Dragon on Steve's website, channel-y YouTube thing, they would have seen 6 games from across the weekend in varying degrees of blurriness based on the Wi-Fi connection. But big Clash of Kings, biggest Mantic event to date, I think. 150 participants, 75 tables. There's some really nice drone shots. And this is all used as the kickoff for the Shadows Horizon. Anyway, the fucking global campaign that's going to kickstart the Twiglets on their launch. So here we have Woodstock and Goram laying about themselves with Geban in a Paul-like game of Armada. I say Paul-like because it's like myself and Paul do on occasion, where we go, let's play a game. We've not played X in a while. What's a standard game? 200 points. Fuck it, we'll play 200 points. It takes twice as long as it would if you just played a smaller game and go, oh, of course, this is the way to do things. It's great. But it does show the Trident Realm in all their glorious gribbliness, kicking off against some filthy orcs.
I feel there needs to be some kind of little marking on those saying, I've won the golden button and you don't.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's certainly been talk about that in House of Water #Best House recently. So, yeah.
Some kind of flag.
Could be a flag. Could be shields. Could be shields. Could get value for money out of the pay-to-play games cafe. Well, that's true. Yeah, yeah. If you're booking a table, you may as well play as many games for as long as you can. Just get right in there.
Hold on there, Jill. In your post, you said you're cheap, and now you're saying you're not believing in showing off your butt. That doesn't compile.
None of those words make sense in context. I'm fairly certain I know the word you're talking about, but unfortunately your barrage of random English has fucking baffled me now, and it's gone clean out of my head. So, anyway.
Compute?
Kings of War game, compute. There we go. Fuck my ass.
I knew it had something to do with cum.
It certainly started with the C. Calligraphy?
Yeah, cunt.
Confliberalities?
I'm sweating like a pig.
Anyway, so yeah, Kings of War this weekend. Funnily enough, I am due to play Paul in Kings of War this weekend, hence my chess clock. It's also week 3 in the month, which means it's RPG day up at the club, so I would have been going up anyway, so I may or may not have to play. Well, I don't have to play games. Nobody's making me. Although I do feel bad if I go up and I don't play an RPG of some description. So
also, when people start amassing around you, looking up with the big googly eyes, going, please, can we have some more?
To be fair to Julian, he's the same height as me. So, and I mean, they've been playing games in the first 2 times after the RPG day. First one I couldn't because it was on the final for the Telsheen Cup, and down we're in that, and Dunabu. So I had to go and watch that. And then the last month, I had a fucking terrible... I thought it was a cold. My throat was killing me. I had a load of filming to do the next week, so it was like, I need to rest my throat. My throat's still killing me. It doesn't seem to be a cold. Really, really sore there. So I'm assuming it's probably cancer. So we'll just ignore that. Hope it goes away eventually. Because I've eaten quite a lot.
At some point, it will go away.
Yeah, it will go away. Yeah, you're right.
Might take something with you. With it.
Don't worry about it. I could get one of those cool voice boxes. Oh my God, they're coming right for us. Type of thing. That'd be cool.
Just rub some whiskey on it, says Jill.
I am. I'm numbing the pain via the medium of whiskey all the time. So, anyway, I'll be 3 for 3 if I just go and play Kings of War this weekend. So I feel like I should at least show willing, because I've been pushing hard to get more RPGs played up there. This is absolutely apropos of nothing and has nothing to do with Jill's lovely Armada table, including the really nice islands and stuff that she made. And that is the other reason why I picked this, because I don't know if you spend any time in and around the Kings of War forum.
Forums? Now you need to explain to the kids what a forum is.
Forums are like TikTok, but not retarded.
That's a stretch by every measurement.
I don't know. Anyway, so there's a guy in the Kings of War forum who does a lot. I don't know what Reddit is. Does a lot of Armada. he has his own website, Scarhand. If you go in there, he does some really nice Kings of War tutorials, not just painting the ships, but also doing terrain. So there's some really good things that you can steal from him. So I thought I'd throw that in right off the bat. But he also does reviews and sort of, there's a whole gaming section on Armada where he breaks down the factions, what they're good at, what they're bad at. Sometimes you can watch Yellow Belly Gaming and they bitch about the fact that the Dwarf Juggernaut or the Dwarf XL ship is a bastard, the Behemoth. It's just like, yeah, it's not though. He does a really good thing where he just explains the pros and cons of all the ships, thus explaining that David's wrong. That's more or less how that goes. So
David, the one who doesn't paint all his miniatures.
yeah. Oh, the islands are lovely. I mean, those are just pine bark chips from the likes of B&Q, or a lot of people put these things on graves these days. At least they do in Ireland, you know. So if you just go to a graveyard, you can fill your pockets with them. They're grand. Just try them out.
I feel obliged to say.
What are you going to say? Yeah, no, do that. Fucking Lloyd, that's frightening. But anyway,
This one.
if you're interested in Armada, if you have any interest in it at all, have a look at that website. And then there is on the Mantic app, you can have a look at the full rules, list building, and all that shit. And then there's a online simulator called Warhol, which I think links from the Armada companion app from Mantic anyway. So you can potentially play it digitally without having to buy anything and see what you think of it, because it's a really fun game. I really liked Black Seas whenever we were playing it anyway. And the nice thing about Armada is there's not even anybody suggesting you should be putting rigging on those boats, because, I mean, why the fuck would you put rigging on those boats? Oh.
Why would people put rigging on boats? Because they're in for the pain.
Oh, just the worst people. Yeah. Apparently, well, I have a dwarf and a basilean. I have a basilean fleet. I have an orc fleet. They are comparable in size, and then I have some extra dwarf ships, which I could add in as allies to the basilean to bring them up to the same size as the orcs, I think. Theoretically, I have actually all the 3D files, because I'm subscribed to the Mantic Vault despite my hatred of 3D printing, on the grounds that if I don't, maybe Mantic will go under and then I won't get real models anymore. So I could probably, I think I technically own like all of the fleets in 3D form, but I'm never going to print those out. So, you know, I'll just buy more. Buy real ones. Why would you put...
People are really trying to hurt you tonight.
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
And speaking of hurting,
Yes.
you remember this tiny little company that has been putting out Star Wars Crisis Protocol?
Oh, Agam, they're called. They're named
Yes.
after the dwarven currency in...
Somebody over there seems to be on speed.
Right? Is this
Not-
because they finally put a fucking website up and they did like white text on white?
Not
Which is a shit concept, by the way.
not only that, but they've opened a Discord of their own.
They've opened a disco.
Yes, I've been in there since I got notice of it. I think this afternoon? Question mark.
Were they dancing at a disco pumpy pumper? Hang on a
It's-
minute. Where's me jumper? Where's me jumper?
Currently, basically, it's people throwing around memes and complaining about why am I getting banned from the Discord when I'm talking about 3D sculpts.
Oh, excellent. Can you pop that Discord link in the chat there in case people want to join it? Because I know I want to join it, because I'm really interested in when the fire sale's happening for Legion, and I feel that the Discord is a great place to repeatedly ask that from multiple
that's so-
accounts all the time.
I'm really not sure where I found that, where I stumbled across it. I think it was on FacePage.
Oh, I'm sure you know where it is.
That's
Anyway,
not it.
while he's looking for that, by the way, did you see after the Clash of Kings event, Jill, that all 6 games from all 150 people who played at Clash of Kings, after they finished doing the tournament, they were all uploaded into the Shadowed Horizons campaign. So they got like 900 games from that weekend, or whatever the fuck it was, chucked in on Monday. And all of a sudden the good to bad ratio went from like 70% evil winning to 70% good winning from that. Oh, yeah. It's sweet to the beat. If you go to here, that's where shit's going on. And the campaign hub is at the top, so people can see the state of play, and it literally, and all of a sudden it was a 40% swing. Yeah, 40% swing from evil winning to 900 games later good winning. So it's kind of cool. I look forward to joining in with my halflings.
Yeah, and while we were on the subject of Atomic Mass games, coming weekend they are doing the weird mini extravaganza.
Right? Is this where they don't do
anything useful? Yes.
Times.
On Saturday night at 2200 British Standard Time,
yes,
they will do a roadmap for Star Wars Legion.
Okay.
And I'm 90% there to make a live reaction stream.
They'd already announced this, hadn't they? Because didn't I respond to this saying September announced live stream, October end of Legion, November fire sale? Is that it?
Yeah, they did a triplet of announcements for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck them.
So, if I'm managing to stay awake on Saturday until 11 p.m. my time, I might as well stream it.
It's very late, isn't it? They have no consideration, these Americans. Where's Crispin?
Very rude, very rude.
Crispin, you've no consideration. Tell your friends.
Just an arrow pointing to the bin. Yeah, could be. But yeah, and this is what gets me even more. Yesterday and today they have had 2 announcements for new X-Wing ships.
Sure, why not? Think of it this way. Every 6 months, something that isn't Star Wars Crisis Protocol will get something. So, Legion got the Mandalorian.
The Ewoks were the last.
And the Ewoks. There you go. Now, X-Wing gets a couple of ships. Sit back and relax. You won't have anything to worry about for Legion until May. Maybe they'll throw Armada in there beforehand. That would really be pissing on your cornflakes, wouldn't it?
Oh, God.
Armada got something before Legion got the next one. In the meantime, I look forward to the whole host of fucking Star Wars Crisis Protocol figures that will come out. Hand over fist, everywhere you look.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, to say the least. But that's why I'm saying it feels like somebody over there is on speed and or any other kind of drug and just going all the way.
Not a meth. Our Atomic Mass games based in Florida.
Maybe someone
justified recently.
Maybe somebody has found an old stash from Fantasy Flight.
New X-Wing ships are reprints, no? That'd be even more annoying.
Yeah,
they're basically just reprints with new cards.
Exactly. So there's the TIE Bomber and the YT 1300.
That they've announced that as a new thing. The TIE Bomber's fucking like 6 years old. It was one of the first fucking ships released.
You might recall that it's 10 years. 2013, if I remember correctly, was the release of the original box, and the Bomber was one of the first to come.
Does every box come with the photocopy of somebody's plums that they've just fucking dropped onto the photocopier, run off 100 copies of them, go stick them in with every Tide bomber. Look at my nuts. You're getting nothing new. Look at my nuts. Here are my nuts.
Yeah, and with that mental image, I'm going to leave you.
Oh, you leave me. Yeah, you jog on, son. Another tightly scripted half hour.
Yeah, it's been a fun half hour.
Fuck, John actually asked me a question that I was halfway through responding when you distracted me.
And he's now panicking.
I got a slightly and then stopped at that point. Right, you all need to go. I need to finish the sentence.
John, you could just have jumped into Twitch and asked here.
Yeah,
it would have been much faster.
There would have been a lot more swearing, mind you, than you're about to get, but you know.
Wow, that's par for the course. Thanks everybody for being here. Hit the button, like, subscribe, all the good shit, and maybe we see each other again next week. Till the weekend. I'm out. Bye.
Bye.